Ramsey over. Aftershow beginning. Put my links in the chat and we will get to going here. Hope everybody had a lovely Memorial Day yesterday. Today is May 31st, the last day of May, June tomorrow. It'll be fun times. Today is, already had it up. Show number 289. One of these days I'll get it right. We'll see. They say you gotta do 10,000 hours. That's a long time. That would be more than 10,000 shows, but see what we can do about it. What up, officer? You fixed it. You fixed it before somebody else caught it, Obs. All right. Time to sing. Warm up your pipes there, Obs. Me. Introducing pageless format. Add wide image and tables and view documents without interruption of page files. That's pretty cool. Dismiss. Alright. It's fun when you do the pages though. See, isn't it? In it. Hobbs was in a hurry to type before anyone else came along. That's what she said. Alrighty. Me. And what you're supposed to do here is listen for the drum taps. Like all plans, it starts with step one. $1,000 emergency fund. Step 2, you pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we do not do that yet. This will pay off your consumer debt. Every one of those charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step 3 is next. Full emergency fund of expenses, you stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him, I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I go to host this YouTube show. If you don't like the way that it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, then you should do Dave's baby steps. Step 4 is when you can take a breath and go less gazelle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kid. No student loans at all for college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself. And you've lived like nobody else. And now you get to live large, and now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. I hope to meet him, I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I host this after show. If you don't like the way that it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Trumpet, take it home. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation/assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. The link's at the top of the chat and in the video description below. You can email me about anything, Coach Steve Money at gmail.com. You can also reach me on Instagram. Add me on the gram. Coach Steve Money, no spaces. And if you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, that would be paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Alrighty. What up, Milka? Alright, thanks for the IO obs. Alrighty, so today's Ramsey Show hosts were Dave Ramsey back from the Florida, where Entree Leadership was last week, and co-hosting was Christina Ellis on her, I think, 4th, maybe 5th appearance on the show. I think she's done one full show where she was on all 3 radio hours, and this would be the second one of those. And I think she was on twice before that, like in just 1 hour of radio time. She is a best-selling author and scholarship expert, having gotten over $1 million of scholarship money. Market report. AJ, thanks for the late IO, sir. Appreciate it. And as you can see, closing out the month of May. Down, the NASDAQ the least down though, so it's possible I could still get the win, but with 2 days to go, Troy Story did clinch the win, and not because he won, but because some chick named Kelly from Wisconsin, hello Wisconsin, won Fantasy Mutual Funds for Friday. So beat me like by 0.02% or something like that. Something crazy. What is up, Sid? Yep, they're all down. I mean, just a little bit though. I mean, this is kind of like normal stuff, like even pre-pandy normal stuff. This isn't like your crazy down times that we've been having previously. So maybe it'll simmer down now. While I'm thinking of it, Dave reiterated again today as far as housing. He says all the data that he's seeing at Ramsey Solutions, all the data is making him think that prices will chill out a little bit, but they are still going to go up. So maybe not as high and as fast. He says there's still a shortage of houses due to pandemic and supply chain delays. And so you still got your shortage of houses. So that's still going to weigh in on the market. So, and as long as there's a shortage of houses, there's no bubble to be bursted. So, just in case any of you were thinking about buying a house, you can buy anytime you have the down payment for it and can afford the mortgage on Dave's guidelines. But as far as, you know, even when foreclosures come on the market, which they should be doing soon now, aren't they already? I think. I was going to see SmartVestor Pro on Friday. Hoping to get her set up. Yep, excellent. Be careful, Obs. Some of it, you'll know. You'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell if he's straying from the good path of the day. AJ trying to still buy his first house, right? Well, at least you're doing a mortgage to own option there, so which is better than rent to own. So, all right. If it's about taxes, Milka, you may need, instead of a SmartVestor Pro, you may need a tax ELP. You can also get that on RamseySolutions.com. But that would be, sounds like specifically about taxes, if that's your question. That might be the best way to go on that. Just call the tax man. All right. Sid getting the, you can jog in the rain. You won't melt, right? It's only the sun that melts you, right? The 8 videos. Was he talking on those videos, Obs? Just curious. Was like, were they like, or were they like TikTok videos with crazy words on them or something like that? Or was it like a talk he was giving? So anyway, as I was saying, the lease down the NASDAQ, so I might win for tomorrow, but I would still be 1 down for the month. 2, Troy Story, the poster boy for the down market. The most down, the Russell Small Cap Index. Let's see what the futures look like. Just curious. And down a little bit more. And so, of course, they were up as of last night, which reflected Friday's after hours trading. They were up last night, but then the market still went down today. So maybe it'll reverse. Who knows? Let's see what the rest of the planet does. That's could be an indication as well. Mostly down in Europe. Mostly down in Asia, but a little better. Currencies. US dollar up on the euro, up on the Japanese yen, up on the British pound, love. The Canadian dollar, up on the US dollar. Sorry. And the US dollar up on the Australian dollar, mate. What's up, fam? Get going. You need to catch me. Oh, on that? Yeah, AJ, I feel like you only got 1 this month, I believe. I think. I'll let you know tomorrow. What else do we need to do? Oh, crypto. Cardano up 5 point. Oh, jump. It just jumped from 5 to 7.24% while I was looking at it just then. So I know a guy who likes that, but he says it's still not where as much as where he bought it at, which I'm gonna guess probably in here somewhere, maybe anywhere in here, and all that's gonna be bad. It's not gonna be higher than that if you bought it anywhere in here. So yeah. Alrighty, so let's see. We had Salesforce today. Let's see what happened with that. Earnings reports today, and they are up. Look at that. They must have had a good report. Despite being down today, almost 3%. Down today, and they are up 7.65% in after hours trading. So let's see what it says. Boom, boom, boom. As it raises profit forecast, CFO says company will be more measured in hiring. Who else said that before? Microsoft, I think, as well. They were like, okay, let's stop just hiring willy-nilly. Let's make sure we are hiring what we need and, you know, not being excessive with it. All right. And so, and that's weird. And so right after that forecast was put out, let's see, what time is it? Can we see the time? That said 4 o'clock, didn't it? Or maybe it was 4:30. So, but at, oh, that's 4:07. Okay. And so all this, maybe it went down right ahead of the thing. And then when the information leaked out, maybe, I don't know if stuff gets leaked out early. It seems like that sometimes, or people just trying to guess, but like, somebody said, okay, I'm not playing this deal, and they dumped all of theirs, and then somebody else is like, oh, I'll buy it way down here, and they bought a S-ton of it, and the Ford should make a vehicle called the S-ton. What do you think, AJ? 119 is what AJ bought it. See, I was leaving it up in the air, AJ. I wasn't going to call you out on that, but you admitted it. So, yeah, and so it's 60, almost 61 cents now. So, beep, beep, boo, doo. That's a 50% down. So, let's try to find it. Let's try to find it then. So where's the Cardano? Let's do the 5 year. So you were looking at right halfway, right? I would assume halfway to the high, somewhere in there, like somewhere in there, like right in there and going across. Yep. I just said that's totes blows. Well, that's why you don't get involved with the currency you cannot hold in your hand. It's just in a computer and it's in your mind. Oh yeah, I own that. Maybe you have a piece of paper or at least an email you can print out maybe that has that on there. I don't know. Don't know how that works. XRP turned positive recently. All right. Oh, what were we doing? Oh, that came out at 5 p.m. Okay, so that makes more sense then. The Salesforce numbers. Tomorrow it'll be GameStop, Lululemon, Athletica, Broadcom on the and CrowdStrike on the 2nd, and the week after that, Unite Neo. I don't know what they do. What do they do? America's favorite part of the show. What Steve Google stuff. What does Neo do? Question mark. Designs, develops, jointly manufactures, and sells premium smart electric vehicles. Okay. Driving innovations and next generation technologies and autonomous driving. Digital technologies, electric powertrains, and batteries. All right. How about that? Was I all done? Oh, most followed single stocks on the Google, Amazon up. So that will help me for fantasy mutual funds and Google owner Alphabet Inc. 1.29%. And I can't remember trying to remember to look it up. What does Alphabet own? They own Alphabet they own Google and PayPal, I think. Oh, that's right, YouTube, dear Fitbit. That's a lot of stuff, dog. Mendiant cybersecurity, Fitbit, Looker, never heard of it. Business intelligence software and data analytics. Nest, I've heard of that. Waze, I did not know they owned Waze. Double click, ad management, ad serving solutions. Oh yeah, because that's why they're getting in trouble, because they have an ad management, ad serving solutions business, and the Google pays them for ad-based stuff, and so that's why people are thinking, well, that's a little bit too much money staying with you. And the YouTube, of course, in addition to the Google browser and search engine. All right, so where were we? We're done finally with let's see, the Amazon up 4.4%. As I said, that will help me. The rest of them down, but not crazy down. Tesla down or up, possibly the least amount they have ever been. I don't know that that's true, but it just seems like they are plus or minus 3% most days, and so that's really a low change for them. 0.75% down. Facebook, formerly known as Facebook, now known as Meta Platforms Inc. 0.5% down Microsoft, and a little bit over 0.5% down Apple. Okay, so now we're done with that. Let's see what spring. All right, these are the 5 largest ETFs. I was just curious. I saw the headline, so I was just curious. ETFs track stock indexes and some focus on particular industries or market segments. All right, and of course, for retirement, Dave Ramsey recommends managed mutual funds because they can outperform the index. Let's see. Where are they? Oh, is this them? Okay, the Spider S&P 500. He does recommend putting in an S&P 500 index fund if you are using the market to save for a purchase. And that timeline has to be 5 years, because if it's not 5 years, the market has been down before in the past when it's been a time period of less than 5 years. If it's 5 years, it's always at least back up to even, if not up to a new high by then. The iShares Core S&P 500. The Vanguard Total Stock Market. Total Stock Market is like the Dow Jones. And are they... So yeah, they're not all with they're all like, this one's a Vanguard one. I don't know why theirs particularly is any better, but than others. But again, this is from, who did this? Erica Lamberg. Doesn't say like if she has any, what kind of those are probably old futures. We'll check again. Do I have that up still? Yeah, these would be the up-to-date futures. So those are old futures. So pay no attention to the futures in the behind the curtain. Let's see, what else do we have? That's another S&P, the Vanguard S&P 500. And so, I mean, an S&P index fund is an S&P index fund, so it doesn't matter. The Vanguard isn't going to be any better than any other, than the Fidelity one or anywhere else. The Invesco, of course, people that do investing, sometimes they do love to throw around their own ticker symbols for index funds that they own to try to get you to buy. That's all you need. If you just buy this, the same one that I have, give me validation by doing the same thing I did. People like to do that. What up, Sir the Craftsman? Wall Street Journal. This says, this is today's, I think, edition, WSJ.com. Let's see if it has a, excuse me, sleepy. Up late last night, playing Last of Us 2. Got one more stream of that, and I'll be done with that game. Let's see. Yep, updated May 31st. So, COVID-19 can leave you infectious after 5 or even 10 days. And previously, previously on the Pandy, they had said, yeah, it was like 5 days or something like that was the most you would be infectious. So not anymore. So I guess it's the new and improved Pandy. Did a story yesterday that says there's five times as many cases in the United States as there were last year at this time. So let's see. Stock futures rise slightly ahead of on first day of June. That must have been right at the start of the after-hours trading. This from CNBC. Feeling behind on retirement savings? These tips can help you make up for lost time. Invent a time machine is first. No, it's not. When it comes to planning for your retirement, time may be your biggest asset. By setting aside more money now, you give your investments more time to grow. If you feel behind on your retirement savings goals, these strategies may help. This dude, that beard makes him look pretty old, but I mean, he looks fairly in shape there. Look at that muzzle. Hey, I wonder if he's on the keto and stuff like our boy Andy from California is. He's on the keto, and so he's got to spend X number amount of groceries. And then he's trying to do baby steps. I think he's on baby step 2. Trying to do baby steps at the same time as spending extra money at the Whole Foods and such. Because one excuse after the other. So we'll see. He said he's going to call George tomorrow. George we got a heads up. Normally we don't, but today the mod did let us know that George would be hosting tomorrow. Many investors are missing out on one of the most valuable parts of retirement planning: time. Time won't let me. Oh no! A bank rate survey, and bank rate is where you can get your best high yield savings account and money market rates at bankrate.com. Just an aside there. A Bankrate survey found that almost 36% of respondents have never had a retirement account. Boop, 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 doo. I mean, unless they're asking that in a kindergarten class. That's sad. Not saving enough for retirement is a big financial regret for many people, the research found. You think? There's a key reason for that remorse. For every year you don't invest and allow your money to compound, you may cost yourself tens of thousands of dollars in the future. Admittedly, that's that word, there are many obstacles that can stand in your way if you want to save mo. These can range from lack of access to a retirement savings plan at work to fulfilling other financial goals, like saving for a big ticket item such as a family home or child's college education, or paying down debts like mortgages, credit cards, or student loans. And Dave Ramsey would recommend that you do pay off your debts. Not like mortgages, though. Save mortgages till later, but do pay off the credit cards and the student loans before investing. Let's see, increase your savings. It can be tough to know how much is enough when it comes to your retirement savings rate. Many experts advocate for a 15% deferral rate. Many experts do that, including Dave Ramsey. And also, if you get a match, that doesn't take away from the 15%. You still need he wants you to have that much skin in the game. You put 15%. Any match is a thing called gravy on the biscuit. That means it's just extra. Bonus. That may come as a surprise to some workers, considering that automatic enrollment rates can be as low as 3% or less if the plans also have an automatic annual increases, according to asset manager Vanguard. Experts generally recommend contributing enough to at least get an employer match if one is available. Keep in mind, too, that you will need to save even more if you're also investing on behalf of your spouse. That's right. It's investing 15% of household income. Increasing your retirement savings deferral rates, even if just a little as you receive raises or promotions, can have a big impact on your total overtime. According to Greg McBride, Chief Financial Analyst at Bankrate. The habit of increasing the amount you're putting away can go a long way. Okay, so it's invest in an IRA. You want to do that, and so you can have the 401k and an IRA. You can have both, a Roth IRA. For younger workers, the opportunity to save in a Roth IRA with money they've already paid taxes on could enable to earn decades of compounded tax-free growth. What's that word I'm thinking of? The stipulation, the caveat on that is that if the younger worker is planning on going to college or is in college, you don't invest, you just pile up cash, and you can use it for a car or to pay for college. You just pile up cash until you graduate debt-free. That's all you do with money the whole time. Of course, and do expenses as well. There are limits to how much you can put away each year through either a 401k plan or IRA plan, right? $20,500 in a 401k, Roth IRA, $6,000. If you're age 50 or over, raise your hands. You can put away even more through catch-up contributions, extra $6,500 for 401k and another $1,000 for IRAs. If you're near retirement age, another strategy is to consider working longer. Itchy beard, I guess I need to shave it. If even a year or two of extra income can help bolster your financial retirement security, right? It's more time you have to save and let your assets grow, and less time that your money has to support you in retirement. Right. And something Dave says, what is it? The time in the market is better than timing the market and trying to time it. Wait to claim Social Security benefits. So the longer you wait to do that, if you wait until the full retirement age, which is 66 or 67, then you'll get 100% of the benefit. If you, every year you wait until 70, the benefits go up even more. So wait as long as possible. So that may mean you work as long as possible. The difference between claiming at age 62 and 70 can be as much as 77%, and for that 8 years, 77%. You might want to stay at work a little bit longer, or do like I'm gonna do, which is die at work. You basically get a permanent pay raise every year. You're able to delay taking Social Security from age 62 to age 70. All right. Did we talk? Oh, this is Marcus Now from CNN Business, and says the stock market casino is closed. Investors have learned a bunch of hard lessons so far in 2022. The stock market doesn't always go up. It seemed like it did for a lot of the previous few years. Even after the pandy crash, it seemed like it was going gangbusters. And let's take a look at that. S&P, let's go 5 years. There we go. So we're moving right along. And I'm assuming all this was 10 to 12% growth every year. So, or on average. And then it pandy crashed. The whole market went down 33%. But this to me looks like more than 33%. This looks like over half. Over 50% for the S&P. And I think the NASDAQ was similar. Yeah, that's more than half. Went down more than half. It didn't stay down that long though. But if you still bought on the way down or on the way up, that is what we call a sale from this point to that point, and you were immediately good on your money there. And it just kept going up and up and up and up and up. And then January 1st, where was it? Oh, the S&P was November 19th was the previous high. And then it started going down there. And so, I don't know. That looks like that might be from that high. That's over a third, it looks like. So what was my point for that? Oh, that it's on sale when it's down, and so it. Oh, did I finish and was going back up, and then I just had that thought? Oh no, the story, because it was talking about the stock market doesn't always go up. And let's see, factors such as economy, earnings, and valuations, which might sound like quaint relics of a bygone era, still matter even in a world seemingly dominated by memes and Reddit boards. And so that's what I'm talking about, the memes and Reddit stocks and people treating it like it's a casino. Picking winning stocks isn't easy, especially at a time when the Federal Reserve is raising interest rates and inflation is starting to hurt consumers and the broader economy. Shares of many speculative tech companies are now tumbling due to worries about weakening fundamentals and unsustainable stock prices. So what they're saying is don't do your meme and Reddit stuff anymore. Alrighty, CNBC. Apple's new iPhone and iPad software will reportedly add lots of big changes. According to Bloomberg, iOS 16 includes updates to notifications, messages, and the health app. I just got an Android big update that changed all those things. The software will also include new multitasking panels for iPads. And the next mobile operating system, iOS 16, is expected to be announced at the annual Developers Conference, WWDC, on June 6th. Netflix's plan to charge people for sharing passwords is already a mess before it's even begun. A report suggests that's your cast of Stranger Things. I did get both episodes of Obi-Wan watched, but I only got one episode of the Stranger Things watch so far. No. Netflix says it would charge users who let people outside their household use their account. It's been trialing this new policy in Costa Rica, Chile, and Peru. Users in Peru told rest of the world. Oh, that's part of this. That's part of this BusinessInsider.com. That's part of it. Rest of the world segment. They hadn't seen any enforcement, and the policy was confusing. Well, the last article we read was that they had already decided to go ahead and put it in motion everywhere else. So, yep, April, first subscriber loss in over a decade. Said people sharing the passwords to their accounts was in part responsible. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think it's more about the competition. I think a lot of people that are sharing passwords, they would just do without the Netflix. Or they would just be like, call up their homie and say, yo, wait, you gonna watch that new show on Netflix? Let me come over for that. They might do that instead of pay for their own account, or the add-on fee, which wasn't that bad. Which wasn't that bad. It was like I think $2.99 US, I believe, is what you could add somebody to your account for. So yep, $2.99 for every person outside their household who uses their account. The rest of the world spoke with more than a dozen Netflix subscribers in Peru who said the messaging around the policy change was confusing and they hadn't been subject to any enforcement that charges them for sharing passwords. Central to consumer confusion has been how Netflix defines household, rest of the world reports. I'm assuming people that sleep there is the household. If it's a TV in that building, it's fine, I think. So let's see. Yep, defines a household as people who share a physical domicile. Netflix did not immediately respond when contacted for comment by Insider about rest of the world's report. Yeah, your household isn't your third cousin twice removed that lives in a different country. That's not part of your household, even though technically related. So but they'll figure that out and see what they want to do about that. And probably though, with the subscriber losses ahead of doing that, they should probably like Walter White said, if you're not sure, perhaps my advice to you would be to tread lightly. So maybe they ought to do that as well. This from the Associated Press. Biden plots inflation fight with Fed chair as nation worries. Focus on relentlessly rising prices. President Joe Biden plotted inflation fighting strategy Tuesday with the chairman of the Federal Reserve. With the fate of the economy and his own political prospects increasingly dependent on the actions of the government's central bank, Biden hoped to demonstrate to voters that he was attuned to their worries about higher gasoline, grocery, and other prices, while still insisting an independent Fed will act free from political pressure. All right, well, that's, you kind of trying to do two things there at the same time, but how's that different than politics any other time? So I would love to hear that conversation. That might be very interesting. That conversation. Alrighty, so we did that already. What time is it? We got a little bit of time left for some questions. Go to reddit.com/Dave Ramsey. For the Ramsey subreddit, and this is not run by Ramsey Solutions, run by fans. So there you go. In search of Dave-ish mortgage advice. Are we insane? Yes. Baby step 7 though, so I mean you can pretty much do what you want except something that puts you in a lower baby step. If you get a mortgage, that would be putting you back into baby step 6. So, I mean, while not technically that bad, generally the idea is that you stay in the other house until the equity in it will pay for your other house. So, let's see what they want to do, though. That's right, odds, diet work. Hey, man. Some of us started late on this stuff. It's not like you kids with all your circulation and other stuff you have going on. You're being able to have sugar, all that you guys can do. And you get more time for investing for retirement. Instead of being stupid, like yours truly. Hey y'all, looking for criticism, validation, or thoughts? You have come to the right place, sir, on the Reddit for that. Criticism, validation, or thoughts? They have some of all three here. From those of you with more life experience than myself, husband and I are both 25. They're babies, and they are on baby step 7. Maybe they never had a house though. Maybe they were renting. So, and considering purchasing a $440,000 home on 10 acres, it's our dream home. The houses in the town are pretty, I bet, too. We are completely 100% debt free, have a fully funded emergency fund, and have 20% down and closing costs completely saved up sitting in the bank. We make $135K a year, or just over $11,000 a month gross. Net would be approximately $8,900. 15-year fix would put us around $3,200 a month, being 36% of our take-home pay. And there's your thing there. And so then you say, oh, well, Dave said stay closer to 25%. So if we get a 30-year fix, that fixes that problem. No, it doesn't, because he says 25% at the 15-year, on a 15-year fixed rate, not a 30. And so, but yeah, 30 will like let me stretch it out more and give us wiggle room on it. You're not supposed to have wiggle room. You're supposed to pay that house off way before the 15 years even. All right. I was trying to cut back on the sugar. Decided I'm addicted to it, so it's taking time. Do you think you're addicted to that or to the caffeine in it? Because I mean, sugar is great, but like I said, even I switched to diet Coke from sugared drinks even before, like some like 8 years or something like that, before I was even diagnosed with diabetes. So I didn't even know I had diabetes when I did that change. Oh, and what happened was they wouldn't give it to me. I can't remember why. I was in the hospital for something. I couldn't. I don't remember what it was for. I was in the hospital for something, and they wouldn't give me any Diet Coke. They wouldn't give me anything with any caffeine in it. I can't remember if that was something that had to do with my heart attack or not. I had a mild one, just a baby one. No worries. When was that? Oh, let me check. Why not? And then we'll get back to that. I have it written down right here, handy. Let's see. No, the heart attack was 10 years after I was diagnosed with diabetes. Okay, so diagnosed with diabetes but I was in the hospital for something else, and I can't remember what that was. But they wouldn't give me anything with caffeine in it. So I was out, didn't have caffeine for 3 days. Had horrible headaches for it before, and I knew it was because of the lack of caffeine, because I had because I like had times before where I didn't have any Diet Coke or any other source of caffeine for a while, and I would get headaches. So I knew that's what it was. So I got headaches and stuff, but I was in the hospital 3 days, and so by that time that was the worst of it. And so then I just gave it up and started doing water at that time, which is not the point of my story. My point of my story was I was switching to, so that might have been even before that. Okay, I apologize. I don't even know which story is true at this point. I mean, they're all true, but like I don't know the timeline. So yeah. That's what happens when you get addicted to something. That would be what's that called? The symptoms when you withdrawal symptoms, when you don't have that particular item anymore, that drug. We're leaning towards the 30-year based on monthly budgeting. Wiggle room. I told you. I had not read that before. How much money do you get? I don't have Kelly queued up saying that you're right, Steve, on there, but that's basically it. So I did guess correctly. I didn't read that before when I said that. During the next couple years. And see, that's the problem. You having more budgeting wiggle room means you're going to spend that money on other stuff rather than pay that house off early. So you're not going to pay it off. If you get a 30, you tend to not pay it off in 15 years. There's like Dave has the statistics. He says there's like very few of them. I can't remember what the statistics are, but there are very few 30-year mortgages that are paid off in 15 years. So let's see, during the next few years, based on career tracks and knowledge, that in 3 to 5 years we will likely be making approximately $220,000 are combined, which is a little, not quite half. a little bit less than half. 260, 270 would be half. So that's 50,000 short of half. So, but that's still going up. But you don't know that for sure. We're very diligent with our finances. Then why do you need the wiggle room? And our goal would be to pay the place off in 12 years or less. Well, then there's no problem doing this then. Justification station arrived at. We're confident we can stick to this. Well, then, again, why don't you just do the 50? If you have tracked paying it off in 12 years or less, then you're probably paying 36% of your take-home pay to do that then. We paid off 50,000 of debt in baby step 2 a couple years ago, very quickly. Would you pick the 15 or 30? Why? Are we insane to go into a mortgage of this amount at age 25? I mean, what is it, 440? It should be not if you make, let's see, what's Sydney's deal on that? She says it's 2.5, about roughly 2.5 your household income is what your house should be. So yes, it is right now. Once you make the 220, that's such a significant increase that it's not. So how about waiting on that? But if you're gonna do it, you got the down payment set. I mean, it's only going to put you back into baby step 6. But the problem is you're talking about wiggle room. I think you might not be as diligent as you say you're going to be. It says it's going to be diligent. I think you might not be. But I would do the 15-year fixed if you're going to do it. Because you say you have it, your goal would be to pay it off in 12 years or less anyway. Lock yourself into doing it in at the most 15 years. All right, and 5 comments. I'm sure there's both ways, and that would be ish mortgage advice as well. I mean, and it's not really getting the 15 isn't really ish, but the main idea would be that you don't. I mean, it doesn't say what they live in now. Maybe they're just renting. Let's see if they OP ads in there. Yeah, everybody's saying 30 for flexibility. They don't care. 20-year mortgage would split the difference. Oh, okay. That's the OP. They didn't say what they're living in now. I'm assuming that they don't say anything about equity and where they're living now. So I would assume they're just renting now. And that's probably too much of a house. So, but if you want to do it, you don't have any other debts. So, and you got the 20% down. The 15-year would do it. But it being 36, that's higher than Dave's guidelines on that, and that's because you don't make enough money yet. You may be making it in 3 to 5 years, but the problem is you want it now, right now. So, I mean, not having any other debts other than that. And the problem is that you get a house, you're going to want to go crazy with furnishing it, etc., and so there goes more of your money. So I'll change my mind from saying a 15-year fix. I would say wait until you do make 220 and then get a house that expensive, or get a cheaper house now. All right. I needed what's it called when you give in and let the person have their way. Anyways, my dad was in the hospital. We snuck him in better food, like a hamburger or something. Now. Yeah. No, I made it. I mean, it was just headaches. I got through it. It was fine. 3 hours ago from Giblet 8478. Hello, 24 mail. I'm completely debt-free outside of my home. I know the next step is 15% in retirement while paying off the house. I heard He heard it from where? The news, turn it off. Broke friends, turn them off. Get new friends. I heard it might maybe worth more to invest that money. You'd be paying extra on the mortgage in an individual account. That you would make more money than you would save on interest. Just looking for some guidance here. Right. Well, I don't know if you're familiar. You found your way to Dave Ramsey's subreddit. I don't know if you're familiar with Mr. Ramsey, but he doesn't do things just based on math. He does things based on behavior, mostly. And it's better to have a paid-off house than be investing instead of not paying the house off. You're paying the house off guarantees you that the house will be paid off. The returns on the market or whatever you choose to invest in may not be. For example, I don't know. How about some of these cryptos here where it's down? I mean, even the market is down right now, but with the crypto, I would think you're not. A lot of people aren't using that to try to for retirement, although they are in some people's retirement. Millennials, according to an article we read previously on the Aftershow, millennials have more cryptocurrency in their retirement plans than they do mutual funds or stocks. So, yeah, so, but the guy whose name is on this subreddit, if you want his advice, if you know the next step is that, and you want to follow his advice, do that. If not, you don't have to. It's your money. That's the beauty of it. You get to do what you want to do. Seeking advice for a 24-year-old debt-free single male who's renting from the Great White Hunter. Retirement is $13K, HSA $2K, cash $4K, emergency fund $6K, debt $0, investment $0, salary $70K, take home $4K a month. That's retirement savings. And expenses, I have about $1K a month left over to save on whatever else. Emergency fund might be low. Although, I guess if you're doing 3 months and you have 2K expenses or less a month, then 6K is fine. Now the next step where I'm at is to save up for a down payment on a house. If you want to buy a house, you don't have to. Currently own one vehicle, and it's 2007 Ram 1500 with 170K miles worth, about 7K. I'm worried that in the next 5 years I'm going to need a different vehicle since I drive about 10K miles per year, and it's already on the tail end of its life. I'd like to keep the truck since I like it a lot and use it a few times a year, specifically for its hauling abilities. I'd like to buy a motorcycle on the side since I can realistically put about 45% of the current miles I drive on a motorcycle instead of my truck. This would prolong the life of my truck and spend life less on gas. And we're pulling once more into justification station. I'm looking at a motorcycle that is $8K to buy, okay? Originally thought that with current gas prices, I could save a lot of money with a motorcycle, but after crunching the numbers, I wouldn't actually be net positive for money on the motorcycle until after owning and driving it for 4 to 5 years. Same for if I bought a car worth $8K instead of a motorcycle. So should I not go through with this, save up for a house and use my emergency fund if my truck breaks? Or go through this and probably be behind on saving for a house or something completely different? You can do whatever you want on that. You can pause retirement and just save up for down payment. You can still do retirement. You can save for a down payment and also do a sinking fund for truck replacement as well. You can do all three of those at the same time. So, but the choice is up to you on that. Personally, I drive something into the ground, and then when it dies, then I go from there. because I mean, you know, only 170K miles isn't that much on that Dodge Ram. They are decent vehicles. All right, can't stand it when the caller. Okay, this probably has nothing to do with actual advice they need. I have a quick question and then proceeds with a 5-minute life story. Random facts that have nothing to do with the question, right? Do I have a quick question? Yes. Or they stay long story short. Generally, that ensures it's not. Long-time Dave listener and follower then proceeds to ask whether taking on a car loan is a good idea. That's true. I mean, that doesn't really annoy me as it's just illogical. So, I mean, you may have heard of him a long time ago, but you're not listening every day. If you're listening every day and didn't hear that he's anti-loan, if you didn't catch that, then you have an understanding problem. I have $2 million saved, then proceeds to ask if it's okay to go on a $500 vacation. And well, that's a different thing. That's people that can't adjust through the baby steps. They can't get out of gazelle mode. Just because the early part of the baby steps mean that you're not going on a $500 vacation. And for some people, that mindset doesn't change when it should. Roundabout baby step 4 is when that should change. You can save up for vacations and take them after you start baby step 4. Alrighty. Now you're gonna want to not do that if you're also trying to save up for a house or a truck or motorcycle, as the gentleman before. I think that was a gentleman. Women can drive trucks too, so don't know. Oh, they did say male, I think. Yeah, single male. Alright. Oh, let's see. Did you hear? This was 5 hours ago. The show wasn't even on 5 hours ago, was it? Oh, anyone else feel like the congresswoman on today's show was talking out of her ass? No, it's Blaze Flamingo, ladies and gentlemen. Banana peels. That part is new. Trolley's change it. This is a call. Okay, so. And he keeps coming back, though. He keeps trying to come back to the Ramsey Show chat, and despite being blocked from there, he's come back several times, and he keeps coming on here. So, I mean, it's a cult that you are opting into. You're participating in it, so I don't get that. I only participate in stuff I believe in. Let's see. Is this gonna be the same thing? Yep. Saying he put the same thing and this as well. So he's just trying to start some crap. Let's see, being financially supported. But actually, I think we'll do that one tomorrow. And I think we already did that. Yeah, we did that baby step 2 celebration. We did that yesterday. So I'll do this one tomorrow, being financially supported by parents as adults. Speaking of possible trolls, Andrew is supposed to be calling tomorrow. And he is going to ask George about a $2,000 purchase. And he didn't say what it was, but I'm guessing it's a toy of some kind. It may be weightlifting tech because he's on some keto nutrition kick or something like that, or building muscles thing, and you really can't do that and not make a lot of money and live in California like he is doing. So something's got to change there. But anyway, he's thinking about doing that, and he said he needs George to yell at him to tell him not to do that. So I hate to tell him, though, maybe he doesn't realize that tomorrow it will likely be Dave Ramsey hosting and George Camel co-hosting, so he will get the beauty of both of them should he get through. So yeah. All right, upcoming stream. I'm tired. I might put it off till tomorrow for Wednesday's Old Man Video Gaming scheduled time, but I might finish up The Last of Us 2 tonight. Maybe just got one one more stream's worth of content to finish the entire game, which will be the 14th stream of it. And most of those are at least 2 hours long, if not more. So yeah, it's a long game. Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, this show, the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. Mondays, 8 p.m., which I did do yesterday. Tech support with Coach Steve Money. I do the exact same thing I just did on the Ramsey subreddit. I go to the tech support subreddit and I answer questions based on my 25 plus years of being a PC tech. Curse of Oak Island recaps will continue November 2022 or whenever there is a new companion show aired. There could be like some updates or something like that. And of course, Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Old Man Video Gaming. If I get a second one, I may do that stream tonight and finish up The Last of Us Part 2. Alrighty. Reloading, just see if we got another subscriber during the show. We did not. That's okay. We did not lose any either. Alright, so links are at the top of the chat and in the video description below and on the right side of my YouTube banner. You click on the schedule financial coaching, you click on financial coaching, and that'll bring up the calendar, and you can change the month. You can pick whatever month you want. You pick the date and you click the time, and Calendly will let me know when you would like that appointment, and I will email you back and let you know what information I need in order to accurately financially assess you. PayPal is for donations. That's paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. And you can add me on Instagram at CoachSteveMoney, no spaces. Email is CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. And that is so you can ask me about anything, including the Ramsey stuff, including Oak Island, including video gaming. As I said, see, all Last of Us 2 all the time. Yeah, 2 hours, 7 minutes, 2 hours, 27 minutes, 3 hours, 32 minutes, 2 hours, 7 minutes, 2 hours and 1 minute. So, oh no, that's a 2-minute clip. Never mind. That's just a clip. Yo. Computer stuff and those songs that I've written. Also, if you would like to sing the Baby Step song and or any of the other songs that I've written about the Ramsey personalities, I would love to hear that, because I've been for almost 9 months now, I think. Yeah, 8 months ago when I wrote the Dave Ramsey Baby Step song. I've been singing it every weekday since then, and I haven't heard anybody else sing it at all yet. So I look forward to the day that I can do that. I believe OBS is